Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Now, I've lost half the messages straight away from all the ones that have messaged. I can only get back as far as Karina. We've got Gillian in, we've got John in, Trevor, William Munnikin's in, Jackie Boyle, Elizabeth Graham, Mary McKee, Brian Goody, Norris, Lee Davis, Kenny Dummigan, Margaret. Um, Lots and lots and lots and lots. So I'm not going to go through all the messages like Valerie does. Now, we think Valerie's still at Primark. We think she's still in the Primark queue. Not a clue, but we think she is. But she will be joining us very soon, we hope. She's actually out watching the proceedings in Coleraine, as far as I'm aware. But yes, good evening. I'll say a few more welcomes. Ronnie Hyman, Billy Gilmore, Davy Simple, David Sheridan, Sylvia Slane, Caroline Hughes, Lynn. We've got Grace, Edward. And as you may know, as you can see over here, we have a extra guest with us this evening. He's a fellow Northern Ireland man, but he's sort of went to Scotland to live. We have got Adrian McIlvenna with us this evening.
Folks. Good evening.
How are you this evening, Adrian?
All right, my friend. All right. How's everybody?
I'm grand. Hopefully everybody else is good in the chat. Yep. So before we get into Adrian's picks this evening, there is a couple of bands whose parade it would have been this evening. The first one we're going to start off with is Upper Ban Fusiliers. So this is a wee clip of them at their own parade in 2018. And Lisa straight in with the comments. Good evening, everybody, and trust you, Roy. Valerie's not here, and the start tune changes to Rascal. Well, Rascal Brothers and Boys haven't been played recently much. So I thought we needed a nice bit of music to get the evening started, and it mixes a wee bit of melody with Blood and Thunder. And do you like Rascal, Adrian?
Yes, very good band. Yes, I do. I do like them. A nice uniform and play good tempo.
It is. They're really good tempo.
Good.
And if anybody notices, I went to John China's this week and spent a wee bit of cash with them, so we've got a bit of East Belfast Protestant Boys flag up there and the Northern Ireland Centenary flag. Well, they're both Centenary flags, so we've got them up on the go. And then a wee message here from Gillian. Folks, Jensen was invited to join BBC's Signing Choir for the Deaf Awareness Week. Going to air this coming week, Monday on The One Show, Tuesday on BBC Breakfast, BBC Morning Live, Jeremy Vine, Radio 2, and all over social media. So, Gillian, Jensen's nearly going to be on the radio and TV as much as Valerie. so she is. That's great to hear. So, folks, get watching those little programs and give Jensen the support. And you can always say to him, you seen him, whenever you see him at parades, you can always go, "Seen you on TV, Jensen." So next up this evening would have been Freeman Memorial's parade up in Coleraine as well. It would have been there, would have been up in Coleraine tonight, but Valerie's there and everything else. And what did Tony Miller say? Roy, tell that Valerie doll to get her ass on here.
She's caught shoplifting.
Yeah, she was in Tesco, or she's in Primark. And Tony, you have a bit of a cheek saying to Valerie to get her ass on here. You didn't get your ass on here last week. And it's nice to see a face, Roy. Is that a new face or my face? Instead of me just hiding down the bottom corner and me being up on the main screen. I've been up here a few times. So next up, we're going for a little bit. There's Scott Clark. Started on you already, Adrian.
No. Aye. What were we talking about?
Oh no, the big slabber, Valerie. Valerie's still in Primark, Scott. So she is. She's still down in Primark, getting her little bits and pieces. But here's a little bit of Freeman Memorial from their own parade in 2020. So this was their lockdown parade they did last year. Absolutely fantastic there from the Freeman Memorial. And yeah, I can see Muriel Quinn's sort of rubbing it into us, Adrian, that she's seen 4 bands this evening.
Very good.
Was it 4? She said. I think it was 4. and Jackie McMullen straight in there. Adrian, I hope you've Pride of the Main on. You just have to wait and see. But yeah, Valerie's down buying white socks for Glenn. And Mr. Glenn Miller. Oh, hang on, she's here. She's arrived.
Primark hat.
Huh?
That Primark hat.
Does not. That there is a Second World War hat. I've literally just dropped out of the parade. So there you go. Are we live? Hold on. I have nothing opened yet.
We are live. Yes, we've been live for the last 11 minutes.
Is everyone there? Good evening, everyone. How are we all keeping?
I was just about to tell Mr. Glenn Miller, well, not tell him off, but Mr. Glenn Miller had me in tears today with that post.
Oh. What post?
Do you not see the post he tagged you in?
No, I haven't been on. How long did it take us off? I haven't been on in ages. Yeah, no, hang on.
Yeah, he wrote a big post about the Ulster Bands Forum and he tagged you.
Hang on, sorry, I had to mute that there.
Yeah.
Was he getting all sentimental?
He was, and it got me teary.
I'll read it after the show, otherwise there'll be a blubbers and
No, I'm going to read it out now.
No.
So I am going to read it out now. I know a few shows left before we have to unfortunately entertain the possibility that one of the best things to come out of this pandemic will come to an end. I feel pretty emotional typing this. I put it down to spending more time with the Accord Jan, but sometimes things just have to be said. Valerie, Roy and Lisa, I think I speak for everyone stating that saying thank you comes nowhere near expressing how much we have appreciated your commitment, loyalty, banter, time and dedication to put on the virtual band parade week in, week out. For some of us, this has been a lifesaver, a source of connection that was rudely ripped away from us because of COVID. You've somehow managed to recreate the feeling of a parade via the screen, and you've enabled new friendships and burst new phrases to the scene. No birthday will be the same without hearing the dulcet tones of the Muskehounds. No quiz will be the same without Penny's keen sense of the prophetic. Strangers will be stopping each other in the streets just because they are wearing white socks, and any young lass with a flag will be forever known as Weedall. And no band uniform is safe from that Kilkeel fella, aka Billy McJock, accordion man. But in the midst of the banter and the Valen rants, you have managed to keep us connected to the one thing that we love more than China loves wagon wheels, the bands. Week in and week out, the quality of our bands has shone through, and people have been introduced to new bands, new tunes, and some interesting picks as well. To every person who's contributed, taken part, or just turned up, thank you for sharing your time. You may never know the impact that you have had on someone else's life. We will never forget this, and soon we'll have the T-shirt to prove it. So that just leaves one more thing to say. Keep your flits to the myths, because we're coming to the tune. I was in tears reading that earlier.
Glenn, you're a hellion.
Yes.
That's fat frogs for you.
He must have been drunk when he wrote that. He's drunk all day, 23 out of 24 hours, and the other hours the Harry sleeps. I'm sweltered. Very good turnout here in Coleraine. A good crowd, four bands. Of course, I have no idea who they were because, you know, the drums were all covered and I didn't, no idea. But really, really good crowd out. And no trouble at all. Though I have heard lots of rumours about, well, not rumours, but facts about some of the protests where, you know, the protest is dispersed peacefully. And then after it, other people who weren't even involved in the protests are coming along, starting bother, and then the protesters get blamed for it. So please be careful of things like that there. Don't get involved. Keep everything peaceful. That's the way it's meant to be. No balaclava. Jenny, I had my baseball hat on. Now, let's see. Let's got some text message. Many of you read out yet. Have we played any tunes?
Yes, we've played the first two host bands. We're just going on to Adrian's first pick.
So we have Adrian with us. Adrian now lives in Bonnyscullen, don't you, Adrian? From a Craigie man. So guess who's bound to be on the night?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah.
Had to say some very good picks and some surprising picks as well.
Thanks very much.
They're very, very good picks. Look, Glenn, you should write a book, Glenn. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Oh, I get
something like that. Glenn, you should write, maybe.
A book.
He could maybe write. He could maybe, he could maybe do something like that. But after having Glenn on the show, I want to know who that person is.
That's airbrushed, photoshopped.
I want to know who that person is after having them on the show.
Photoshopped, definitely. John Dowling, yes, I was answering your question. Not just the Ballycastle Road. Let me see. It's her and her own black book for being late. Very good, Margaret.
How was pre-Mark?
I was nowhere near it. I was nowhere near it. Well, it'll be interesting to see. I put on the post today. It'll be interesting to see how they treat band parades going forward, because they were closer to the ranks of a band or the ranks of a lodge or people standing at the side of the street. I mean, that's ridiculous. Now, where are we going? We bet some memorial tonight, please. Tonight's picks are all by Adrian. Adrian, tell us who your first pick is.
Right, the first pick is me and Roy, Jack's band, The Pride of the Main. Both of us were in it. It's in London 2011, and I think it was the first time ever anybody who put the flag up in the banneret. I think it was wee Alistair Ritchie. He's no longer with us now. Great wee guy.
A good friend of mine, yes, he was indeed.
And it's great seeing the band walking through London, just down by House of Parliament and all. And it was absolutely, I think it's one of the best videos I've ever seen.
It's a cracking video. It absolutely is. Really brilliant idea. And I've seen some done that just aren't as good, like are a bit wobbly. But if I remember right, the only thing I think wrong with this one is the wind noise, I think.
Aye, that's true. I think the one closest good was the Black Skull on it, their parade last year.
It's amazing. I think we had one of their clips on last week. Well, let's have a look at Pride of the Main. This is 2011 in London. Mary is telling me that you lot all were saying I was away buying white socks.
Yes.
Yes, you were. You were buying loads of white socks.
I am a white sock-free zone, but I'll tell you what I do have. Wait, see these ones.
Stephen Nolan had tweeted you were seen you in the queue.
I know, Valerie, we never seen those. We didn't see those.
Did you? Bollocks.
We didn't see them because Adrian spoke, so it took you down to small camera. Go on ahead.
Right. I have to get my leg up again, for God's sake.
Look what I've got on.
White slut free zone. Oh, look at them legs. Oh, put them legs away. I'm scared. I'm scared.
On too.
Oh, my goodness.
Here, Valerie,
Brilliant band there.
flags.
Sorry?
Like me flags.
What's your flags this week?
East Belfast Pleasant Boys. And the Northern Ireland Centenary. And I've also got my Miller Memorial t-shirt on. So that's two of the Muscahounds happy anyway.
Hi. Bribes are coming in thick and fast at that end in Ballymena, huh? Aren't they?
Here, I got robbed paying for those. I walked out.
Have you were in the Union Jack shop? Is he barred yet, or is he on?
I haven't seen him tonight so far.
He must be barred again.
He's
He's deadly. Never seen anybody like him. Love them, says Penny. No touts allowed on here, says Robert. Tony wants to know the difference in all the crowds for Primark. Totally, Tony. I see. Oh, somebody's at the front door. I see. Somebody was rewriting the first few. Joshua was writing the first few chapters of Glenn's next book. Chapter 1, Who Are the Muscahounds? Chapter 2, Netherton Road, White Rock and County. Chapter 3, Bands that Valerie folded, Joshua. And Chapter 4, Black Book Entries.
Mr. China's in the house.
China's in the house. Yo! Do you know what the bugger? He's a wee bugger. He sent me... he sent me a picture. So he's been cragging on. He just loves the Hegels. And he has been cragging on about getting a Hegels t-shirt for him. So he got his Hegels t-shirt today and then sent me a picture and telling me that there was none for me.
Valerie.
Yes.
My sister had messaged me earlier on. She says, see that boy Stephen Feely?
Yes.
She says, I work with him, she says. She's in the Miller Memorial. I says, he'll be on here later singing. She said, no, he's a drummer. I says, I know, but just wait and see.
He's definitely not a singer. He's definitely not a singer. That's for sure. Look, in pride of place on my bookshelf. I'll have to get like you'll see them. Aren't they fantastic? So this is Stephen, my own miniature version of Stephen, my own life-size version of China, and my own left-handed flutter and Eddie.
Has anybody else got them, Valerie?
They are unique to me.
All right.
Here, Valerie.
Yes.
Want to bet?
Valerie.
Did you say it?
Watch.
Ah,
Mine's different though.
that's all right.
You see? You watching?
Cheers.
I've got China,
Uh-huh.
Rascal, and Pride of the Main.
Ooh! Oh no, mine's are Muscahounds. I'm glad I got the Muscahounds.
I had asked Mr. Torney, not for them, but because I was wanting to buy a set. And so I arrives up at the shop, to pick up yours, because I knew yours was going to be in the shop. And the next thing, he hands me those, and I'm like,
Oh, they're idiots, but they're good idiots, aren't they?
they're fantastic.
Just want to give a big shout out to John and Margaret watching in Spa. Lovely to have you on. Hope Ian is keeping well. Ian got his appendix out this week, so he's just out of hospital. Ian is, of course, in Brunswick Accordion, and I hope you all saw on the Facebook page I advertised Brunswick Accordion's new CD, now available. Get it. I can't wait to hear all the rest of the tracks. I've only heard, I think, 3. Can't wait to hear the rest of them. Now, your next pick, Adrian.
Right, next one is Money's Lane. I think that's the way you say it. I know that has been on a few times.
It's a debate, Adrian, let's be fair. It's a debate.
Money's Lane.
Well, this band, whatever you call them, they're 2018. I know this has been done before. The Glaswegian they're playing. I think it does me as the Boots. I love the Boots.
I have this odd feeling, Adrian, that there's 2 tunes in this clip. And because we've done the first tune quite a few times, I think I maybe picked the second tune. I think.
Maybe. Well, maybe that. Whatever it is. Well, whatever.
If you don't want to, I didn't know you wanted to.
Imagine censoring and changing your choices, Adrian. Just imagine, I would have never done that, Adrian. I would have never censored or changed your choices. And she's actually even removed 2 bands from your list as well, Adrian.
Oh, well.
What?
Right.
I did not. Adrian, don't you believe him? Yes, this is Money's Lane or Money's Lane.
Something.
So, work was ringing. I don't know what work's ringing at this time of the night. But we're looking forward to hearing this clip. I love this clip. The sound of the feet gets me as well. I think you get a wee bit of it in this too. It's an amazing clip. Amazing band, I have to say. Absolutely brilliant choice. Absolutely super. I was just looking at the subtitles, trying to translate my speeches coming up my phone, and they are now renamed as "My name is Liliane."
That clip. I was actually going to pick that clip. So and I was actually just swithering between the two because I love that march. Adjutant. That's a brilliant march.
It's a brilliant one, and
you've done well there.
I sort of because of the 2 was in the one clip. And the first one I thought we've had that on quite a few times, but we haven't had this one on. I always like something, different. Very good, very good. Really first class drum major, great band, top class, excellent. Gillian is going to send us the list of all the programs that Jensen is on, so we'll get it onto the page itself. Great bands, Ken Stewart, brilliant marching band, excellent choice. Drum majors, first class. Lots of praise there for Money Slaying. Grace says, first time I actually listened to the sound of the feet does add to it. Grace, you ought to hear it. At the beginning of that same clip, they're marching for a minute or two before they actually start playing, and all you hear is the feet. It's class. It's really mellow.
That's why I left the clip running a little bit at the end of it, just so you could get the feet.
Now, the next choice, Adrian, really, really surprised me, I have to say, because I never ever knew that this band
I knew
melody.
Well, I would say that not very many people do. I think everybody relates to Ballycraigie the Lorette to Dinger Bell in a Bay City Rollers uniform in days gone by, doing handstands up and down Antrim Street or Blood and Thunder. But back in the 80s when I was in Ballycraigie, we changed the melody.
I never knew it.
And
I genuinely never knew it.
as you see from this video, we're actually quite good at it.
They are darned good at it, playing it very, very well.
A lot of good floaters and that is in Ballycraigie.
Now, are you in this clip?
Huh?
Are you in this clip?
No, I'm not.
Oh, there was a wee message for you there about not putting your feet up and showing your socks because it doesn't normally have heels in them. So it was a McIlvenna. I can't remember.
And she's right.
Very well, I mean.
She's right.
Neil says, folks, if we all give £1 each, we could raise another £250 for Light of Foot for the Belfast Juniors sponsored walk. And I have pinned the Just Given page there at the bottom. So if you could all give whatever you can afford, that would be greatly appreciated. Water, Tony, I am only in water, but have a listen to this clip. All you melody guys out there, have a listen to this clip of Ballycraigie. I think, in fact, I know you will be suitably impressed. Superb. That was really, really brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
2 or 3 of the guys now are actually in Shankill Defenders.
Right.
Yes, they've moved on and they're now in the Shankill Defenders.
That was very, very good, I have to say. I was suitably impressed when I heard that.
Listen to the whole clip, see the whole lot of it.
Yes.
This is
it's the first time I've seen that clip, so I've saved it so that I can watch
really good.
Get some other ones again. Why did they stop being melody? I mean, they were very, very good at it.
Well, I was over in this part of the world then, so I don't really know. But I think it's just, I'm not sure why. But maybe they just couldn't get enough one to interest in melody. You know what I mean? And maybe they just wanted to go back to Blood and Thunder. I'm sure somebody more qualified may be able to tell you, but I think that's probably why.
There was probably a rumour that they were going to go from melody to accordion, and they went, no, let's go Blood and Thunder.
says, Dougie and myself is just in from the pub, first pint since December, and it feels like December outside. Of course, the pubs are open today. That's right. I forgot all about that. D. Scott Wehair says, Trevor, Craigie at their best there, says China, no offense. Nigel says that's a different version of the March Vendetta, very interesting. It was a really nice arrangement of it. I enjoyed that. Seconds, a superhero executed well. Scott says some dodgy hairdos and moustaches back then. That was way back in 1991, Joshua. Were you even born in 1991?
That was the year I got married.
Gillian, thank you for your donation. Don't forget to send me all the details of the shows that Jensen's on so that we can all watch, and I'll put it in the forum. Tammy Taylor wants to know, is that Cookstown Town Hall? Yes, it was. That's Wee McClay tipping, Trevor's wondering. Craig says, thank everyone that is in a band. It's great to be back at band practice, isn't it? Oh, I was sitting in the living room the other night and I thought, I hear drums. Stopped the TV and everything. I went, So I think it was Pride of the Band practicing in the yard of the social club. And it's just great. Isn't it great to hear them? I am loving seeing all the clips that everybody
practicing on Monday night, do they? Because that's the same amount of people Monday night there on Facebook because I was listening to Shankill Road Defenders live practice. It was brilliant.
Oh, it's fun. It's just so good to see them all back again. It hopefully isn't going to be long until we're back out on the roads again. And we'll have to get this stopped because I can't miss any parades, and Roy can't miss any parades. We definitely need to get back out to the parades. But we'll see. We'll maybe try and.
I'm going to see parades. I'm going to see 3 parades tomorrow.
I'm going to see parade tomorrow too. I can't wait.
Who are you going to see tomorrow?
Who ever thought we would get so excited about it? But you know something?
Who are you going to see tomorrow?
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you online. I'm not going to tout and divulge things like that there. I don't know. Was any of the parades approved by the Parades Commission?
The 3 tomorrow are. They're marked as sensitive, but they're approved.
Did you notice it's only the band's parades which were marked as sensitive? I noticed that one. Let me see. Sammy Crumbly says 3 ex-Craigie man went to hear a bit of the SRD, mate. You know who we are.
That's him. That's the very one.
Margaret says what was asked of what band Joshua was in. Andrew says you're better asked what band he's not in. He is in lots of bands at the one time. So Margaret, he is currently in Pride of Ballinran, Ballymajock accordion, Dunloy accordion, plays along with a few others. There's 5 or 6 others that he plays along with. So there's a lot going on there. Oh my goodness. But it's brilliant to see all of the clips of the band's back practicing, and I bet you are all loving it. Absolutely loving it.
I've just checked the determination on Clough-Fern's parade tomorrow.
Yes.
And it says the Commission has considered the need to issue a determination as outlined in paragraph 2 against the factors outlined in its statutory guidelines, including the potential disruption to community life. Having considered all the relevant factors, the Commission does not deem it necessary to impose any conditions on this parade. The decision does not, however, confer approval for any parade that may be breached current COVID-19 regulations.
And how many bands did Clough-Fern on it?
1.
Oh.
Clough-Fern has got 1 band on theirs. Rathcoole has got 1 on theirs.
But they're all doing the same estate, different areas, but at different times, aren't they?
Yes. So you've got Clough-Fern at half 12, Rathcoole's parading at half 1, and Pride of the Hill also at half 1. But Pride of the Hill have just put theirs out as 1 band as well.
Yeah.
So
no, it's good. It's good.
And then Braniel as well. I've got theirs at 4:30.
And Ballymoney then?
Mm-hmm. Ballymoney with 2 bands. This is the thing about Ballymoney. It's got number of bands 2, then lists 3.
Yeah, it's 3 bands.
So it's Tulligan's, Drumnahiggles, and Donaki. But it
Who? Higgles?
What?
Who?
Drumnahiggles.
You said Drumnahegels.
Drew Hegels. Whatever.
Drumnahegels.
That we banned with the.
Have they been approved? More to the point, has it been approved?
Oh, hang on. I'll look at the document. Oh, decision made by the commission, no action.
So
But
guess
But is it marked? Still marked as sensitive?
I don't know whether they're using the sensitive to, well, I suppose. But you see, I checked for tomorrow, right? And all the band parades were marked as sensitive, and all the other events were not, which irritated me a little bit. But anyway, so that's
also you've got Downshire in St Patrick, Downshire and Banbridge, Craigavon Protestant Boys in Lurgan, South Belfast Young Conkers in Belfast. And that's it.
China says, what's the point in all this? Someone explain to me. What are you on about, you idiot? Oh my goodness. He's mad. He's lost the plot. Right. Let's go to your next band. That was water, I swear. I literally just in the door and got a glass of water and straight out here. Couldn't miss this.
The next band is a wee band called Dunloy.
Wee band.
They're playing East Belfast 2019 and they're playing Tipperary.
Excellent version of our excellent arrangement, actually.
The quickest way from Ballymena is through the Sharkin if you want to go to Dunloy.
That's all right. Yeah, of course. Yes.
I never ever said it was the quickest way.
Excellent clip of Dunloy here playing extremely well in 2019 in East Belfast. Superb there. And quite a small band on display there for Dunloy. See, Robin. And you've made Jackie Mullen a very, very happy girl tonight because that's her two favourites, Dunloy and Pride of the Bean.
I was thinking that.
Do you know our Jackie?
Yes, I do, yes.
Jackie, our Jackie.
I got her name wrong earlier, so oh well.
Huh?
I got her name wrong. Instead of saying Jackie Mullen, I said Jackie McMullen. And she
Remember her
hates
dad
that.
from the Coach and Horses used to.
Yes. I remember Dad and Mum as well. Craig says, I'm not a fan of accordions, but could listen to Dunloy all day. Glenn says that Dunloy have asked him to join this week. What did you say, Glenn? Did you say yes or no? Because, I mean, that's like a step up music-wise for you, you know, this increasing standards. It might be hard for you to make that jump, I'll have to say. Pride of Hell's on at 1:30 tomorrow. Just dances, Eddie, and accordions. Oh, my goodness. Eddie Patton's watching.
Is that Eddie Torney?
Yes, that's
He
that
went
Eddie
live at exactly the same time as we started. He was trying to create a rival show. The Rivals.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Isleman JD says that was outside my daughter Debbie's house. You should tell that. That's where they're all going to stop now for a wee beer halfway through the parade. Someone was asking, could we get a T-shirt just with nippers across the front? Jenny, Glenn has said that you will need to get yourself a new accordion if you're going to go to Dunloy, because remember, Jenny's in Craigenee. Dunloy over the Raven, Glen, careful with that reply now. Oh my goodness. They needed someone to carry their max, said Edward Fellows. Very good. Now, your next choice is a Scottish band, Adrian.
Yes, well, I live in Pollock, have done since I come here, and I'm putting the band on the Pollock Young Loyalists. I know all the boys in it, and they were going through a wee hard time there a lot of years back. They were struggling for numbers, but they've really, really lifted their game. They've always played well, but I think COVID last year, from what I gather, did them no favours because they got a lot of intake of members, and they never got a chance, you know what I mean, to go out. But this is them, the Glasgow Walk, coming through the bridge and the tunnel, and they're playing Build My Gallows, and there's a great atmosphere, let's put it that way.
Funny, I try to avoid the majority of the clips coming through the bridge. I tend not to play them because you just get a wee clip of the band. This one is really good because
That's why I went for it.
Full tune. Because someone said, could we have a full show of things like that? But I tend not to get full clips. But this was a really good one and playing extremely well, I have to say. And hopefully all those ones who had said that they wanted to join before COVID are staying there. They should have had online lessons. There's lots of bands that are having online lessons as well. Sorry?
I think the ones that joined, they're not learners. I think they're like they are.
They're full blowers already.
Well, that's what we're told.
So are you in this band, Adrian?
No, I'm not in any band.
Why?
The last band I was in was Govan Crossing Boys.
It's about time you were back in a band. It's about time I was back in a band again. I'm telling you. You see this doing without it for over a year. Oh, it's time we were doing something. So this is a Young Loyalist flute band. Pollock. Is it Pollock Young Loyalists or Young Loyalist Pollock?
Young Loyalist Pollock.
In 2014, they've got a choir along with them as well.
They have.
Very, very smart there, young loyalist Pollock coming through. I just was reading there, Andrew, was it said supporters are now banned from this section when the parade passes?
That's been the gap for the last 2 or 3 years.
I can kind of understand why, because I'd say it would get quite congested in that there and there. But
I think it's when the parade was Glasgow Green, there was a double booked or something, or what happened, and the parade went to Bellahouston Park, so you'd have to go under that bridge. So that would have been, that's only the Govan district coming home normally.
right,
So they shut it off then, and I think since then they've just made it and nobody's
shut it
on
off
it
for
anymore.
everybody. Aye.
So that's it, no more.
Plus, there'll be too many bands will stop under there for the crowd as well, and then that causes gaps in parades. Graham says too many ex-members of bands at the side watching. Penny says there's about 4 different keys being sung and played. There sure was. Fantastic, great atmosphere, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Mark Heaney was otherwise engaged tonight. Well, Mark, I was otherwise engaged as well. I managed to get online pretty quickly, quicker than you. My goodness. 10 out of 10 says Joy. Cracking wee band says Robert Harkness. Somebody else was asking, were you not wearing your lycra tonight?
Well, that's on the cycling stuff.
Jeffrey McIlvenna wants to know.
Why is there eating grass in it, Jeffrey McIlvenna?
You could give up riding a bicycle if you went back to a band.
What's that? Aye.
Do you know, that's actually something I was giving off about this evening, that there was more stand at the side of the road watching. They could have been walking. I don't see why not. Denise, I love your choice. I don't know what's in relation to. I'll watch it. I'll watch it later on.
It was in relation to Denise said, I hope you've picked the UVF.
Ah, right.
And they're replying to that saying, I love your choice of the UVF.
Very good. So, Silver Band up next.
Yes, well, I picked out Ballyduff. They used to take Burnside Lodge in Antrim for a long time. I don't think they take them anymore. In fact, I know they don't. It's 2009, and they're playing Gillinfair.
We heard slow here, I think. Do you not think so?
Hey?
We heard slow. I think we could have done a wee bit. But the bass solo, immense, but still sounds better in accordions. solo, just one bass solo.
Valerie, can I just give a wee shout out to my young nephew? Had a wee boy there last year, and I actually haven't seen him yet. So he's watching up in Inverness. So I'll shout out to Henry Kidd. He's only 6 months. Oh, Henry.
Good man, good man. Just the one bass solo there, and I was punching it out here. I have no idea what I was blithering about. I've obviously been thinking of another clip saying it was too slow. It was just a lovely piece, just a perfect piece. It was, of course, Mr. William Hill conducting there. Well, he's actually my cousin, second cousin. My mum is named after his mum. That's I know. They're both Muriels. So Willie's formerly from Ballybully. Great conductor, absolute bampot, completely mad. Crazy to think that he's retired obviously now, but he used to be a head of music in a grammar school. Like, he's completely away with the birds. But good crack. So yes, knows his stuff on the music. So yes, it was him. Now your next clip's a cragger.
Right, this is Drumderg, right? But they're playing at there must be a church parade for the lodge, and this clip sort of sums up what they're up against. And it really is, when you see it, to me, they're playing really brilliant. But as I say, it's been from a few years ago, I think, obviously with a uniform, and it just sort of kind of sums up what Drumberg's up against down that part of the country.
I thought it was a really nice clip to play, because normally when you hear in Drumderg, it's Latin Mohicans, all of those kind of tunes, those styles of tunes. But this is a really nice playing of "Safe in the Arms of Jesus," and I think it's a great clip of Drumderg. And it's not everyone goes for the hymns, but sometimes playing a hymn well is as nice as playing the march.
100%.
So this is Drumderg, "Safe in the Arms of Jesus." To be the old RUC there as well, the TSG units and everything.
I must stick in the residents of that town's gullet. That a band of that size and that good, they're not going away.
It must do.
DMSU back then, Valerie, not TSG. TSG's new style. DMS, Departmental Mobile Support Units.
Yes. I have a few plastic bullet shells in the house. One that was actually fired in Deloy, believe it or not. It was not. James is wondering, was it a bad area? Keady is, yes. It's almost completely nationalist. It's in South Armagh, and it's not very supportive of their local band. Horrible place. That would have been Keady, Amanda, that they were playing through their home village. Has Muskehounds had a mention tonight? Well, not specifically, Jimmy. Not specifically. They're always on our minds, though. Isn't that what they say? Always on our minds. What was I going to say there? Funny, I was talking to someone today. Sniper country is right, indeed. That, and I was saying about, I can remember, I've no idea what year at all. It was quite some time ago, and it was at the time the riots in Resharking were quite bad, and I can remember when they had the sterile zone and they had the things up the sides, and the protesters were both sides of the street. So I was in video and monitoring on behalf of the band, and the abuse that those bands took going down through that. And I mean, they were firing great big rocks at them, golf balls, bottles of piss, everything under the sun. I mean, it was horrendous. And the vile abuse that those bands men and ladies got going down through that there. And there was none of the band's men reacted. And I thought the discipline and the ability to ignore that. Of course, the next day in the media, it was the big bad bands as always, but I was so proud of every single band member that walked by through that protest that didn't react. I was so I was standing beside a police van, and there was a great big chunk of stone just missed the side of my leg. I thought I was going to get my leg broke, but it was horrendous. Someday I'm going to put that video on social media so folk can see what the bands actually faced. I was so proud of them.
Same the 12th day coming into East Belfast. Pride of the Main, the ones firing rocks and stuff over from Short Strand. And Pride of the Raven was behind Pride of the Main that day, and they got their uniforms ruined with paint bombs. And
that's right, I remember that.
One of the girls in the band got her job badly hurt.
And the thing about it is, it's always the bands. Always the bands. Happy birthday to Jack, who was 8 on Wednesday. Hold on to write that we on down so we can do it on our birthdays. Now, if you're watching and you haven't ever commented before, please do, because we might not be here for much longer. So you want to get acknowledged, and we want to know that you're there. So if you're watching, do give us a wee shout.
Just want to give, while you're writing that down, just want to give a few shout outs to the YouTube loyal. So we've got Billy Wood, we've got Andrew Smiler.
Andrew Smiley.
Well, it's got Smiler as his name, Andrew Smiley. But they've also got one of the ones who I know has been a very, very, very loyal YouTuber. He's there every week. Is only for Home Nations. Saying happy birthday to Northern Ireland. And we've got Bunny Loyal 104. All the best from Andy Dalton and the Stonyburn Crown Defenders flute band in Scotland. So, and Andrew Smiley, as you say, is asking, Venus, what about the clip of GBB in Vegas?
Well,
China says she's going to cry. Stephen Feely says the tears trip. No, that's true. I was so proud of them that night. Absolutely amazing. Now, next clip up, Adrian.
Over it. It's the Churchill Flute Band. They're playing at the Royal Navy Association Parade, Londonderry, and it's in 2016.
They are playing. We've missed just the start of it, but they are playing Gladiators for Well and playing it extremely well. really, really super choice. Love that march. Absolutely love that march. Ivan Dean says, great show. Lovely to hear some tunes after spending the week driving in ROI. Ivan, thank you for commenting. You've never commented before, and thank you. Love to see everybody comment. Ian Simpson is the same. Another new commenter says, thanks for making our weekends tolerable and for keeping us entertained, and we will miss you. Always welcome in Cumber. I'm telling you, see when we're out, you have to give me hugs. You have to give me hugs. Introduce yourself first, don't just come running up like a mad person and hug me, but introduce yourself first and then give me a big hug. All right. Lindsay Dummigan, I think you commented once before, but I've got your wee note there down for your birthday request. Keep your birthday requests coming in, because of course we'll be doing them later, serenaded by the Muscahunts. Superb Piccolo by Simon. Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Adrian, are you in via a link from Big Bob's in Tenerife? Do you have what Scott wants to know?
It's one of my Tenerife bars, one of my locals.
I think you're not in Tenerife. You're still in Scotland.
No, would rather be.
I can guess. Sharon says, good picks, little brother.
That's another my sister.
What if a family have you, for goodness sake?
I know. You get some amount of new people on here tonight.
I'm telling you. Pamela Johnson Graham says, I've thoroughly enjoyed most Friday and Saturday nights with you all. I've also learned a lot more history. Thank you very much, everyone. I do hope you come over to exchange your parades firsthand when safe to do so. Sending love from Blackwood, Lanarkshire. Thank you. Definitely, Pamela. Let us all know whenever you're coming over. And thank you so much. I'm so glad you took the time to comment. I love seeing you people comment. Andy McKeown says, great show as always. Thank you, Andy. John Kane says, Val was having a yodel there. What's he yodeling about? What are you on about, you idiot?
Suggs Kit here up the Sandy Hills. I think that must mean something to you, Adrian.
Not really, no. Well,
Sandy Hills is a flute band. Asked Adrian, does he remembers the Wellworths flute band in parade? Eddie Patton.
That's Eddie Patton. He's Ramble saying he's living in Stoke now. Oh, it's some time in that Wellworth warehouse, I tell you.
I can imagine. Now, your next choice will please a few of the people that you were mentioning earlier, former Ballycraigie.
Well, this is the Shankill Road Defenders. I remember a few years ago when they were over playing at Coat Bridge, I went through, I met up with Sam, Aubrey and Darrell, the three boys, and they played it in the morning, and then they went into the Orange Hall, and I mean, they were having a drink and that, enjoying themselves, and they went up to play a set, and I'm like at myself, how are they going to do this? And see, when they got up, it was like flicking a switch. They were absolutely brilliant. And then they went drinking again, then went through to Green Gears, and they done their culture day, and it was the same again. It's like flicking a switch, and it was just immense. That I think they're a brilliant band. I'm always biased because I've good friends in them, but I think they're really, really good band.
They are a fantastic band. I know quite a few of them very well, and they are brilliant. A brilliant band, and always playing it very well. This is them leaving Men and Gate from a few years ago, led by who's normally a flitter. Eddie McCulloch, yes. Normally a flitter. Davey will be missing them in the ranks. I don't know how he managed without them. But this is Shankill Road Defenders. Sorry, I was talking away, but I forgot to unmute myself. Quite a few messages coming in for you, Adrian. Please say, Adrian, tell Adrian hi from Maya.
Maya McKinnon.
Yes, and can you also say hello to Maya from me? That's from Heather. Hope to see her soon for chocolate muffins. I hope the chocolate muffins are coming this way as well. There was another one. Pamela says, hello, Uncle Adrian. I'm telling you, you're Heather McIlvenna. Pam asked if her living room is nice. That was Lindsay McKinnon. Family reunion on here tonight. Now, lovely to see. Where did it go? Stephen Martin, lovely to see you commenting. However, I do, like your comment, Miller Memorial Night, just a thought. Have you been bribed, Stephen? Has Stephen Philly got to you? Scott Clark says, if I'm parading to see her, I'm getting the band to stop right beside her and she has to hug every member of the band. Holly says, thank you for her birthday shout out for her 5th birthday yesterday, Auntie Val and Uncle Roy. Grandaroy, get it right, Holly. Once the parade start on a regular basis, says Alan, would it be feasible to have a midweek virtual band parade? It's Grandaroy.
What does that say? What does that say? What does that say? In Eddie Turney's writing, what does that say?
Grandaroy. Hello to Sam and Margaret Ritchie in Randallstown. That comes from Stephen McKinney. We'll see. We'll maybe try and get something organised, on maybe a monthly basis or something like that. There, I don't know. Now, thank you to Jensen, Muriel, Denise, and Diane for your donations. So tonight is probably the last night that we can get the donations in. So Belfast Junior County, instead, because they couldn't have Easter Tuesday, they did a sponsored walk. They did 100 miles, and each person did 1 mile of a walk. All the young boys in Belfast County, and they chose for their charity Light of Foot, which I think is fantastic. It is the mental health charity for bands and marching orders, because it is so important that we look after our mental health and support each other. And there is nothing better than the network and the camaraderie and friendship that you have within the marching bands. And I think it's a fantastic network for help on mental health. And they have chosen Light of Foot. So when you are donating for the Belfast County, first of all, you're recognising the juniors, the junior guys and girls up there who have gone and done this effort for fundraising to put it back into the mental health of the bands and the loyal orders. So it's a really, really worthy cause given to your own. I don't think you can donate too much longer. They're looking towards closing it, but please do, if you can, donate. It is all very much appreciated. And I have to say, on behalf of Light of Foot, any money that gets donated towards Light of Foot goes straight back into printing leaflets, the 3 bass drums, or 3 bass drums, I think it is, or maybe it's 4 that we have now that we loan out to bands so that they can play them indoors or on parades and that. They're all maintained by, of course, the famous Devil from Polecore Drums. And the other thing I want to mention on the subject of mental health is this weekend, I think it's on May Day, is Lambeg Orange and Blues golf tournament. I'll get the details of that there. I posted it earlier on in the week. But again, they are donating all the proceeds of that there to Emerge, the mental health charity down there in Lisburn as well. So again, a very, very, very worthy cause. Suicide awareness and mental health issues affect so many of us. And there's no charities really particularly looking after the marching bands, and I think it's important that they do. So 2 worthy causes, but the pinned on the comments is the link for the Just Giving page for the Belfast County, and I'll also repost on the main page the links and details for Lambeg Orange and Blue as well. Now, sorry, had to say all that. Your next clip. Thankfully, you've gone to the north of the province this time. That'll keep a few happy.
Burntollet, I think they're a brilliant band, Burntollet. This is them playing London Dairy 2018. They're playing Courtroom and YCV. Great clip.
It is a good clip. Great clip there, Bland playing well, and very good colour party there. All we dolls playing really, really well. Mary, yes, you can pay via PayPal on that Just Giving link. Do please donate. Just even a pound is absolutely brilliant. Jenny Kidd says Heather says next stop the jungle. You're a celebrity now, Adrian.
Any chance you putting them? I think they're all trolls, my family. Any chance you putting them off?
Blocking them. China says he'll do a mile if we all give him a quid. He's been told that if he does it in the GERT uniform, that he might actually he might actually get those. Raymond says that the Pollock have a light of foot base skin, which is brilliant because some bands have actually been contacting Light of Foot and asked if they can put their logo on T-shirts. At Liverpool Core Drums have T-shirts. And other bands have been asked. I think Pride of the Main actually did a Light of Foot
because they couldn't get the drum the night that they wanted it for the parade, so they got their own skin made.
Yeah, and it's Devil says that there's actually 5 drums, 3 in Northern Ireland, 1 in Scotland, and 1 in Liverpool. And he's even gone and set up, which I think is brilliant, and it gets the message out there. And I know that one of the drums in Northern Ireland is actually set up for a melody band as well, which that's perfect, absolutely perfect. Alistair Annette says this is the part of bands work the public don't see. Totally. And I was talking to someone today, and he was saying that he has just been amazed at the community work that the bands have done throughout the pandemic, that the councils and the community organisations and all that there have stepped back, and the bands have been the ones left in there helping the communities, cross community. They don't care what religion you are when they're handing you a bag of groceries, and all out of their own pockets, not funded. But all out of their own pockets, and it's just been fantastic. Alan Weir says, I'm only Aston is here in Scotland. We've not got much going on, and no prospect of any changes in the near future. Would be a great weekly fix, even if only an hour. The difficulty, Alan, is that with the parades on Friday, Saturday night, Roy and I will be out at the parades. Even if only an hour. Well, listen, we'll see. How's that? Because if we went for Wednesday, then you also have Wednesday night parades as well. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can sort. Stephen says, brilliant show. You've helped us all through this trying time.
There's always a live feed, Valerie, isn't there?
Oh, yes. Anytime I'm at a parade, I do a live feed from the parade.
Yeah. That's as good as any, isn't it? It's better.
Yeah. And Roy does want some pictures parade as well if he's at different parades from me.
Which we normally are, because I always head down, especially if there's 2 parades on the same night.
He heads further away.
I'll go further than Valerie.
Yeah. See, when Roy does his live, you always see him lying in the middle of the road with a camera.
The only time I lie in the middle of the road is whenever Sam and the dogs come up, because the dogs are used to me lying in the road now, and you get some great pictures of the dogs coming towards you and you lie in the road.
Dogs were there this evening.
I saw that. I saw Joe's.
And one of them must have shit in the middle of the road. It was like a bloody log lying there. I swear to God, you literally had to walk round. It was big.
That's not like Sam not to pick it up though.
Darn kid has asked Adrian, have we missed the video with me and Pam?
No, it's last one. It's the last one.
It's the last one. It's the last one. Mark Anderson says, don't be talking like you're giving up yet. Keep her let. Could be the next year before there's any proper parades of any size. God, I hope not. I hope not. If she's near my shop, Union Jack shop, to ask me, please. Who are we talking about here? Who are we talking about? JD and Councillor Irwin, I think it was, are relaxing in the hot tub, or is it tomorrow night? Possibly tomorrow night. I don't know at all. Now, next choice up. Again, I was surprised at your choice of this. So why this band, Adrian?
I had a discussion with Roy earlier. Last night we were talking about the accordion bands back in the day, and I was just saying how good they were. And English, well, I knew a guy. I used to go and work on a farm when I was young through a family connection, Kenneth McVicker.
Yes. No, Ken McVicker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kenneth was in the band at the time. I haven't seen him in years and years and years, but I always look out for him. And English is always the band I liked. They're good. They're a good band.
Unfortunately, no, unfortunately not.
No,
This is
no.
actually my first band. This is long after that, but this was my first band.
Yeah, your
The
first
drum
band.
major.
This is well after your time in the band.
I was 16 when I joined my first
Yeah,
band.
in
No, 15.
1855 or something like that, wasn't it?
Ah, dear. I was 15 when I joined my first band, and this was my first band. And I went to it because the drum major worked with my dad. So, so I travelled from here to Clockbells for the band. So this is English Accordion Band. There's literally only about 2 clips of English on the internet. So we've played the other one a couple of times. That's them at Sir George White's Parade in Broughshane. So this is another clip of them. It's not a full tune, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll get some clips of them in some of the videos once I get started bringing those up. This is them at Glenhugh's Parade in 1994. Unfortunately, that's all there is. There's bound to be clips somewhere of them at some of the March contests or something like that there. Great discussion going on there about the Fat Frog Lemonade. I would love to love to get tasting this stuff. Definitely have to go and look out for it to see if it's good. Ken Stewart says, English, you're a great band. Maybe a clip at Carntal's Parade. Yes, there's a couple of clips of them on Parade, but again, it's just, partial tune. 15, you were late on it. I was only 5 in my first band. I was, Craig. I was a late learner. I was a late developer, late bloomer.
And even though I joined my first band at 4, I was many years after you'd been in your first band.
Dream on. Jimmy Graham, you are in the Black Book. I think you were in the Black Book, but you can now justifiably buy one of the Black Book t-shirts. To be quite honest, if you like the Black Book t-shirts and you want one of them, just order it anyway, because I don't actually have a note of who all is in the Black Book and who isn't. So there you go. We're getting to the end of the run. I can admit that now, so I can't check. I can't say you shouldn't have bought that one because you're not in the Black Book, because I just genuinely don't. I think I've put you all in the Black Book at one stage or another. Carol Porter says she's heard tonight there are firm plans being made for Black Saturday in Castledurg. If not, District 1s will happen. I think we'll see District 12s. I genuinely do. I think we'll see District 12s. Stephen Feely, Neil wants to know, have you donated yet? Getting that man to put his hand in his pocket? You must be joking. You must be joking. Glenn asked him what the PayPal for the t-shirt is. Well, to be quite honest, I'm trying to get that all sorted, right? So I know the PayPal. Roy's giving me the PayPal. He's going to look after the whole money side of it because I hate money, anything to do with it. And it is, so what I'm trying to do is just summarize everybody's comments so I can know, like, 4 of this t-shirt, 7 of this t-shirt, 2 of this t-shirt, or whatever, so I can get them all done. And then also folk are asking for different t-shirts and that kind of stuff that I didn't even do designs for, because to be quite honest, once I started doing designs, I couldn't stop because there was just so many things going on. So I'll hopefully get that all sorted this week. So if you haven't chosen, there's two different posts. One of them where it was mainly Black Book related ones, and as you rightly said, not everyone was bad enough to get into the bad book. Some of you were very well behaved, and then I did some more that were non-Black Book related. So hopefully there's something in there you like. Listen, we're not making any money off them. They're costing us £8. We're charging you £8, and then I think it's £4 postage, and the postage is 75,
365 or 375, something around that. So
yeah, something around that. There.
25 or
we said
35p is going to light
Going to light a foot as well.
And then there'll be, the thing about it is, if anybody's in Coleraine, I will deliver up the Coleraine area t-shirts to Valerie. Anybody in the Ballymena area, I'll get them here. And if anybody is in Cumber and knows wanting to save this thing, they can pick it up, because Andrew and Rhonda's shop opens tomorrow, so we'll be able to arrange them to pick up the t-shirts from there.
So in that case, it'll just be the £8 you'll not have to pay the postage. So you will get the t-shirts this year, I promise.
I'm looking after postage. I'm looking after postage, folks, so you'll get the t-shirts out as soon as I get them.
Terrible. I just have a lot on. I'm just a busy person. Who's delivering to England? Edward says. Oh, I don't know how we're going to manage that one.
Royal Mail. It's the same. It's the same price to get to England, Scotland, Wales.
Same price as if it was going to Belfast,
yes,
doesn't it?
It's just exactly the same price. So it's $3.45. So the PayPal, Glenn, is picturesonparade@gmail. I don't use it for anything else. So
.com or .co.uk?
gmail.com.
Gmail.com. We'll be posting that on, because what I'm going to do is just up a wee summary. These are the t-shirts, these are the people who asked for it, these are the size. And then once we've done that there, then you can do the PayPal at that point in time. I'll include all those details. So they're not ready yet, Annabelle. Not ready just yet, because I haven't got the chance to summarize them all. I've kind of been busy this week, blethering, as usual. Now, let me see. Can you not drop off some t-shirts to Mr. China? Will you be able to send one to Glasgow? Yes, of course we will. So have a look for those two posts, and just put your name, find the picture of the t-shirt that you like, put your name on. I've got the sizes all on the main posts. Tell us what size you want, and then we'll get it all sorted. I just want to summarize everything all together before, because I don't want to do the order in bits and pieces. You know how it works. Busy at Primark. No, it's not busy at Primark. Now, your next one's a weird one, Adrian.
We're busy at Primark getting the t-shirts.
I've nothing to do with getting the t-shirts. Your next one's a weird one, Adrian.
Right, well, it's a girl called Elaine Black, and she's a great talent. I know you know her. Her and her husband, and I'll just play it and then let what people think themselves. And then we can talk about it after.
Formerly Elaine Allen, and this is a wee sort of like funny stunt that they've started doing. Yeah, as you say, we'll talk after.
Right.
They're actually using a Suffolk Colt lawnmower for the rhythm.
Valerie, picture the scene. 1st of July, East Belfast, Prossin Boys. Instead of bass drum, China puts a lawnmower down the road. And instead of running for a bottle of water, get a Jenny can into the petrol station.
Oh, I could just see it now. Rustly on lawnmower as a beatbox. Yes, absolutely brilliant. Elaine and Nigel. I think Nigel used to be in Killycoogan. Elaine is a fantastic fifer as well, and actually is included in
the YouTube channel's brilliant.
Sorry?
The YouTube channel, some of the stuff on it. Brilliant.
Twisted Tin. She's a CD under
Yep.
Ellen Allen. Brilliant for any tin whistle enthusiasts. Indeed, absolutely brilliant. Carbon monoxide in the garage. Lorna McIlrath is feeling sorry for you. She says that you're sitting there looking bored.
To me?
I must have been talking too much. Lorna doesn't like me talking too much. Sure you don't, Lorna? Jimmy wants to know if I got to the hairdressers. No. It's just dark. That's why. Dogs get clipped this week. They can get their hair cut before I can. Now, your next clip will please a few, and I know a few will. I know already what they're going to call this. I should have got a T-shirt with this on it as well. Not too late just yet.
What? I've got it wrote down. Is it East Belfast?
No.
I'll give that away. Right, the Central Scotland RAF.
Yes.
Oh, aye, right. I thought when you said, "Oh, please, someday," I was thinking the Musca Hounds anyway. I'll give that away, didn't I?
Kind of did.
Right.
We tried to play this clip before, actually, and YouTube played silly buggers on us, and we couldn't get it finished because I absolutely loved the colour of this target.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This is the Central Scotland RAF band playing in 2019. They start off with, they're doing a whole mixture of ones. They start off with Atholl Highlanders, Atholl, TH, and move into a few more that you'll recognise them all. It's a brilliant clip. Fingers crossed that YouTube plays it.
1, 2.
cracking tempo there. Absolutely cracking tempo. Let's just see here. Adrian, someone was texting you, but I see you've managed to reply to them.
That's better from the Polit Loyalists. Too late.
You missed them. Craig Curry says that them big hats scared me as a child. Guy Bryan says, same. You're just lucky they didn't lift the kilt. That's all I can say. That would have scared you a whole lot more. Let me see. Just reading out through who let the cats out. Dear Lord, are they still on? Says Amanda Adamson. Just want to read out a wee message there. Sandra Elliott, she says, we enjoy both nights of band music, no TV on those nights. Well done, Sandra and Norman. Lovely. Thank you so much for that. And love hearing. Get the chance now to comment if you've never commented before. And because might not be here much longer. They play tunes longer than the Raven.
I've just put the picture that Lisa sent us in. Ballyduff's picture of their for the 100 year. So it's just on screen at the moment. Thank you, Lisa, for the picture. Looking absolutely fantastic.
Looks superb. And I see NI100 have got a have a toast on the 3rd of May. I'll post the details of that there in the forum as well, just to make sure. I hope you all of your Centenary flags out for Monday.
And also, if anybody wants, I don't know if anybody's seen Trevor Donald's car, the little NI Centenary Mini. You can actually book the car, so you can book Trevor to come to any event that you want him to come to. All they're asking for is a little donation towards petrol, etc., for him to get to wherever it is, and you can get the car to come up with the NI Centenary logo on the side and Union Jack Mini. So
it looks brilliant. It really, really looks brilliant. I wonder, does he park it in Castledurg?
Yeah, he does. It's not the same guy. He wouldn't care where he parks it.
No, he definitely wouldn't. Same boy. Now, your next clip will, of course,
I gave it away, didn't I?
You did. At least one of the Muscahounds is going to be happy.
Yeah, it's East Belfast Pros and Boys. They are a brilliant band. I love the way they play. It's more the tune, the Gunrunners, the way they play the Gunrunners. I think is brilliant.
Unfortunately, we can't see all of the floss because they're below the bridge. But we can hear them. And then the next bit of the clip where they actually come out from below the bridge, we don't get the full clip. And we can't see wee China. We can't see him. It's a shame. If only we'd a clip that we could see him. Eddie says put the pick up a bit higher. We can still see her back. Hey, watch it, you. East Belfast. Aye, doesn't take them long. Sure, it doesn't. Sinn Féin MLA. Sorry, I can't pronounce her first name. Something Archibald has said the PSNI must take action against illegal loyalist parades. Speaking after hundreds of loyalists marched through Coleraine last night, the East Londonderry MLA said Sinn Féin will be raising the issue of illegal protests with the Chief Constable at the Policing Board, including tonight's parade in Coleraine. This was clearly an organised protest which saw hundreds of people on the streets and a number of bands in a clear attempt to intimidate and raise tensions in the local area. In recent weeks, we've seen a number of these reckless and irresponsible protests taking place, and the dangerous escalation of tensions has been alarming. I will be asking what evidence gathering the police engaged in and what action will be taken against the people involved. I'm calling on all particular political leaders to call an end to any illegal protests. The PSNI also has a responsibility to police in a proactive and preventative manner to keep communities safe.
Well, as much as I'd like to say, I don't want to see any more funerals. Quite a few more of their funerals would be nice. But but at the end of the day, it'll been the same policing response, and there's probably more police there than there was at any of the Sinn Féin IRA funerals that happened over the last year. So
definitely more police there tonight than there was standing outside Primark.
All 2 community officers outside Primark.
Huh?
How do you know?
I saw the photos.
Valerie was down getting the white t-shirts.
I saw the photos. Funny, someone very kindly sent me the PSNI or the Parades Commission response to their parade notification, their 11/1. They're being very clever, actually, very, very clever, because what they're pointing out is that they only are responsible for parades under the Public Processions Act. So at the moment, the law says gatherings of 10, or the guidance is gatherings of 10. So they're saying, well, yeah, you can take part in a parade because all we're worried about is the public processions. And then they advise you towards the parade that breaches the current COVID-19 relations, and that's a matter for the police. So what they're basically saying is, based on the Parades Commission or the Public Processions Act, you can go ahead, but if you break the guidelines in terms of gatherings, number in a gathering, it's down to the police. That's your problem. So they're very, very, very cleverly splitting the responsibility there. Very cleverly. So what I would advise bands doing who are holding their parades is get a risk assessment or a COVID awareness assessment kind of thing done to cover yourself, to say that you are looking after yourselves and you're looking after the public and all that kind of stuff. And if you need one of those, I have to give credit to Paul from Drumdurg who shared it with us. And I have a copy of that there, which you can then remanufacture for yourselves. So do get in touch through PM if you want a copy of that there, just to make sure you cover yourselves. I don't like going down risk assessments because I think we shouldn't be having to do those kinds of things. But yeah, some cases we do need to protect ourselves a wee bit. China says she's away again. 2 TV shows, 1 radio show, and an interview on the Eagle. Headband, absolutely headband. Right now, next up is a really, really good clip, and this is the way that when you mention this band's name, this is how I think of them. It's from the late 80s. Do you want to tell us all about it, Adrian?
Well, back then, as I say, you know as well as I do that the accordion scene back then was what the flutes are now, because they pushed each other, and the size of this band was just a norm for other accordion bands. You see back the videos. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think there's a video, the one there's a parade in Ballymoney, I think, and all the accordion bands go by, and they're all playing brilliant, and then the flute bands go by, and you're sort of it's like oof, really? I mean, which is now the flute bands now push each other, and it's went vice versa.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It really has. There was a rivalry at that time, and it really pushed the accordion bands to just keep improving year after year after year, because you always went out, you know, what's our competition piece going to be this year? What needs to be better than the one last year? It needs to be better than this band's last year, and you were lifting the boundaries every time. I mean, Dunloy's big thing, and it was a first away back then was the slow march, Taste the Pie. And I mean, it was, you know, every year you were just trying to up a wee bit more and a wee bit more and a wee bit more.
Where did all the accordion players?
What?
Where did all the accordion players go?
I have no idea. And all those accordions as well.
They all wised up.
Old boys band.
Huh?
Do you bring out an accordion old boys band, maybe get a wee bit more?
Definitely should. Definitely should. That's a good idea now. This is Staffordstown accordion, and when anybody mentions Staffordstown accordion, this is how I remember them. I remember standing in Cullibaggy, watching them coming down past where the parade started at the railway gates, and coming down past, and they just seem to keep coming and coming and coming. They never seem to stop. This is how I remember them. Gary Bryan says he got his parade refused by the PSNI only 2 days after putting in an application. Resubmit that, because the PSNI cannot turn down your application for the parade. They have to take your notification. The only people that can put restrictions on it is the Parades Commission, and they can't ban it neither. So put that back in again. Heather wants to know, can we give a shout out to Adrian's long-suffering wife, Pam, who is working tonight for the NHS. She's worked all the way through the pandemic and put up with Adrian at the same time. I do remember mentioning Pam at one stage during the pandemic. Neil reminds us all the Belfast Juniors charity is just given. It's only open for another few days. Thanks to you all have donated, and it really will give all those young fellas and girls in the junior lodge a lot of encouragement by seeing, you know, you guys all donating to what they're trying to do. PSNI told Downshire that they risk prosecution if they went ahead with parade tomorrow, forcing them into having static displays instead. Yes, I heard them doing that with a couple of other bands, but the position that those bands put to them was they kind of said that, well, if we have a static display, the crowds will gather around us. Whereas if we have a moving display, we will be going to them, and it's safer in terms of you know, keeping distance and all that kind of stuff. Why is there pipe drummers in an accordion band? Tenor drums used to be, Tony. All the accordion bands had tenor drums. Glenn Miller says, once the stay-at-home rule is lifted, does that mean that restriction period lifts as well? I know that's the way it was in England or in protests. I would imagine it's more the gatherings, the size of gatherings, than the stay at home rule more than anything else. Best thing they done the court. Can't turn it down if you don't put one in. Fair point, China. Fair point. The other thing I remember about Staffordstown is they always played 4-part hymns that I had never heard of before, and that was another one of them. I'd never heard of that one before. Now, your next clip features once again Miss Elaine Allen, or Elaine Black as she is now, and also features a good friend of mine, Hugh Wilkinson, on the lamb bed.
Well, this is my brother's in this.
Is it?
Yes. I was brought up playing the lamb drums. So our family, we were in it. And actually, when I was about 14, 15, I never played in the 12th day with the band. I was always out with my brother, who's watching the night, and I'm a better drummer, and he even admitted it. I know you did. And see, back then, like, it was just me and him, just the two drummers. Now you see 5 or 6 drummers, but we used to walk the Ranelstown Lodge. And I remember one day it was just me and him and 2 fifers, and we walked Ranelstown, then we walked in Glengormley at the whole day ourselves, just the 2 of us, up the Carmoney District Parade, and that's some walk. So
was it a lamb each, or one between 2 taking turns?
Oh no, one each. And I was only 14, 15, but I had the junior miniature one. You know what I mean? But just the 2 of us, we just done it.
That was some playing. The worst I've ever heard is I went to Market Hill one night, and their contest, where there's hundreds of, oh my good God, I just sort of had that night, and it was driving me insane. So
we used to contest as well. My brother and I, we used to contest. So to say this clip, even for the ones that don't really like lamb eggs, this is easy. I don't think there's any better than this group of fifers. They're absolutely brilliant. I know I'm a bit biased, but and this is easy in the year.
It's a super. What I do want to say about this clip is Wally Drennan has made the lamb peg very popular and very well known, and it's great for doing that there. But he doesn't play it properly, because obviously for anybody who knows the lamb pegs, they actually have set timings and set rhythms that they have to.
Different part of the country in different ways.
Absolutely, and this is a perfect example of just how good the lamb eggs and fifes can be when
a tune called the Mountain Hornpipe,
when they're played properly. That's exactly right. This is a really good clip. Just goes to show you, whenever they are being played properly, how rhythmical and how well they fit in to the tune.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm getting the same, Roy, whenever I try that link. There we go. Got it now. Let me see. I'm going to send you that in Messenger.
Okay. Yeah.
There
I don't think our viewers, as much as they probably would, they wouldn't want to watch Pawn Stars. And I didn't say porn stars, it said Pawn Stars.
PAWN. PAWN, definitely. Let's see. Absolutely super. So was it your drummer, your brother, who was the other drummer?
No, he's a fifer.
Right, okay.
He drummed, but he made fifes and everything. He's done everything.
Wow. Is he a member of Galgorm Parks?
No. He lives up in Kells, and he's not in any of them now.
Believe it or not, playing an accordion, I actually recorded on a CD with Lambegs.
Aye.
That was Hugh got me into that one. It's a Galgorm, huh?
Sent me the same clip.
Well, honest to goodness, right? If you go on to that band's Facebook page and go on to videos and look at the video from the Duke of Edinburgh bereavement, you'll find the video, because that is literally the clip that I sent you. Something weird going on there on Facebook. Yeah, so I don't know how it actually sounded well. It sounded well. It did good.
If it's done right, it sounds well.
Aye, so there you go. Accordions are such a flexible instrument. They can also be played with the lambeg. Now, tell us while Roy's getting the clip. Did that work, Roy?
No. I'll do it a different way. It's all right.
Okay. While Roy is looking up the next clip, do you want to tell me why you picked this band?
Well, to me, they're the daddies of melody.
Oh.
You've muted yourself.
I know. I was looking up the clip to try and send you another link for it, and I ended up playing away. Sorry, Adrian, carry on, dear, carry on.
Yeah, to me, they're the best melody band on the road. They're really, really good. I love listening to them. And especially this clip at the Thieful, and that playing the Path to Peace and the piper and all. And I know it's been on a few times before, but it's really, really good.
It is, of course.
I want to listen to again and again.
It's William King, and you probably can't. You definitely can't say that you would get bored listening to this. It's played very well. Neil Mark Carson says Daddies of Melody Miller Memorial. You're on bribes, aren't you? You're on bribes. How are we going there, Roy?
I'm ready.
Good man. Let's see. Don't forget, folks, pinned to the bottom of the page is the Belfast Junior County Just Given page. Neil is definitely going hard at it. He says no donation for a Union Jack. Oh yes, call in. That is brilliant, China. Thank you so much. Absolutely brilliant. China, I have to say, is really, really good when it comes to donations. There, I'm saying something nice about you, but yes, it's really, really good when it comes to donations and things like that there. But as Adrian said, this is William King at Thickful playing Path to Peace.
Don't forget birthdays.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. North says Brunswick's version is better. Brunswick's a very good version of it. They definitely do. Kate McCormick says to you all that if you're in Portrush on Saturday and Bank Holiday Monday, there's a car boot sale in Portrush Orange Hall. Please do go along and help donations or help in their collection there. Now, I didn't realise the time, so we're going to do birthdays after the next tune. I'm going to give you the birthday or the next tune to get all your birthdays in, just in case there's any more. I've got a few here, 4 or 5. So if you've any more birthdays, get me them in during the next tune. Okay, don't wait till this tune's finished and I've done the birthdays and then tell me your birthday. Get them in now. This is one of my favourite bands, and it will keep China happy because he was slagging earlier on today that this sent me a photograph would guarantee that these 2 bands were included tonight. Little did he know that they already were. Why this one, Adrian?
I just think they're a great band from the Heckles. I love this kind of Blood and Thunder. See, like that, Ballykiel, all that kind of. That's something where you put a bit of effort into. To me, I don't mean to be disrespectful to other bands, but I think it's.
They're just being lazy.
Well, I think it's good.
It's that jiggy style. They're very, very influenced by, the Scotch jigs and all that kind of stuff, and they do it really, really well. They absolutely do, and it's all concentrated around in that North Antrim area as well.
Another thing is the type of band they are. They keep the tempo. See, from start to finish. See these bands that when the bass drummer takes a fit, and the whole. I just don't get that.
It annoys the crap out of me.
I've just feel it's saying learn to play it first before you hit it.
They're more interested in volume than tempo.
Exactly.
But
they're trying to copy the big guy off called Clooney. The difference is he can do both.
Yes,
but then you learn it first, and then everything else comes.
Absolutely. Brian Davis and Darren Ferris are the 2 of the main bass drummers within the Heggles that I would know. I do think there's a couple more actually, but they are steady as a rock, absolutely.
Brilliant.
And even the drummers before that, they're Big Dog and all those kind of guys, absolutely superb. This is them playing in Dervick in 2019. We're going to overrun the night, guys. Sorry, we're going to overrun. I know that may come as a shock to you guys. I've just lost all track of time completely. I don't know where I'm at. But this is the Heggles. Raymond, I want my t-shirt. absolutely superb. Drum corps, tight as a drum. They are immense, absolutely immense. Really, really good and really, really innovative. Now, I haven't had any more birthdays during that there, so we're going to go to the birthdays now. Hurry up, get them in if you have one. Okay, so first of all, I want to wish a big happy birthday to one of our regular listeners. He never misses, Ronnie Hyman. It's actually his birthday tomorrow, but because they're going to the daughters, they're not 100% certain they'll be home in time for the show. So Anne wanted to make sure that we include it tonight. Happy birthday to you, Ronnie, and hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. Also, a big happy birthday from Ian Weir to Jack, who is the drum major of Pride of the Hill. He is going to be 8. Happy birthday to you, Jack. Joan Hunter wants to wish her daughter-in-law, Michelle, a big happy birthday for Monday. Michelle comes from Glariford, so happy birthday to you for Monday, Michelle. What a great day to have a birthday. Birth of Northern Ireland and the birth of Michelle. Wonderful. And also a massive, great big happy birthday to Kenny Dummigan. Your birthday is today. Kenny, again, is one of our... Kenny is... our Kenny from Larne, the home of Dummigan's Accordion, the very same one. It's his birthday today, and best wishes comes from your daughter, Lindsay. And then finally, Robert Goldsmith would like to wish Julie Bailey in Bristol a very, very happy birthday as well. Let me just see, make sure there's none more. Come on. Happy birthday to Grace Morse, Joshua Morris's mum, and my wee sis is Joy Cullen. There we go. I think I've got them all. So happy birthday to you all, whatever you may be doing. And here is your nightly serenade. Imagine these guys singing you to sleep. That's quite a scary thought, isn't it? But it's in this kind.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from the forum. Happy birthday to you.
If you're a new listener to the show, and you see two of those gentlemen, Stephen Faley, who's the drummer, and Eddie Torney, who is the flautist in the middle there, and you'll see them on gurning about their bands are never played. They're all every week. For goodness sake. You know, you'd think to listen to them, they were never played. Do not believe them, okay? They are on virtually every week. It's scary the number of times.
And also, for anybody who doesn't know them, Stephen's standing up, Eddie's sitting down, and John China's standing up.
I knew you were going to say that.
So just let you know the height difference and everything else. John is standing up. They actually gave him a crate to stand up, so he was the same height as Eddie sitting down.
China, don't listen to him. I don't say that about China. Don't say that about China.
Talking about China, if anybody wants to help support East Belfast, because they're a small up-and-coming band, he does have a great offer on at the minute of 5 of their CDs for 20 quid. So, you can go in. And also, they've got these lovely cream flags. They've also got it in white as well. And they've also got a union flag one. The union flag one looks very busy, but the cream and the white actually looks really, really good. And they're only a tenner each. So, you're helping the band. It's a small up-and-coming band.
What did you do to him, China, when he was in the shop? What exactly did you do to him? In fact, don't tell me. Don't want to know. Alistair Annette says that he is surprised that I haven't done anything for the 100th show. Alistair, do you know me at all? Of course we're doing something for the 100th show. So, you know the way we're running over tonight? Well, we're definitely going to run over tomorrow night, because tomorrow night is a very, very special show. Tomorrow night we are celebrating all the bands that I could find out about in Northern Ireland. Believe it or not, it's actually very, very hard to find out when a band was created. It's really, really difficult. But all of the bands that I could find out that were over 100 years old are going to be featured on the show tomorrow night. There are 39 of them. Now, originally I was going to do it to the 25, and then I thought, I can't cut out 14 of them. I just can't do that. So I spoke to Roy and Lisa, and I said, should we do them all? And they went, yes. And I said, okay, well, I'll try and talk less. How's that? I'll try and talk less. So tomorrow night we are... Adrian, I can't believe you're laughing there as well.
Oh, well.
I can't believe that. So be less talk tomorrow night, but we're going to get through all 39 bands that I know. And we're starting off with the very oldest, who are 186. I said that right, 186
and
years
Valerie,
old.
Valerie remembers them forming.
Formed in 1835. It is Churchill Flute Band. And then we're coming right down through to a band celebrating their 100th anniversary this year, and that is Listen American. And we're going to have all the bands in between going right through from the 185 to 100. So do make sure. It's very hard to find some of the clips. It absolutely is. We're trying to find them at either their own centenary parade or their own anniversary parade or their own anniversary events, or bearing, feeling that we will try and find a clip of them at an anniversary event or a covenant parade or something like that there. But I'm just looking at these cheeky remarks. Cheeky remarks. Now, do you remember we tried a night with me not talking and you didn't like it? Remember? Now, yes, so make sure and join it. We're just going to start at 8 o'clock as normal, but we will probably run on later than that. In fact, there's no doubt that we will run on later than that. So make sure. Huh?
Run on to Sunday morning.
Likely.
Which Sunday morning? Sunday morning week?
Shush, you lot, shush.
The
oldest Davy driver is the oldest PUL. The oldest PUL band is Churchill Flute Band from Londonderry, who are 185 years old. Sorry, 186. They celebrated 185th in 2020.
You took a year off them.
I so did. How dare I? How dare I? However,
because you try and take a year off her own age.
I'm only 21. Look, see, 21. 21. All in there.
That says 1921, Valerie. It's about right.
Lorna says she missed. Lorna, you're at me. You're very sore on me, Lorna. Lorna, you are very sore on me. That's terrible. You've put me off a train of thought now. Put me off a train of thought. What was I going to say? Yes, I when I was trying to find out, ages of bands and all that kind of stuff, the oldest band in Northern Ireland is actually St. Patrick's Pipe Band, not one of ours. I think they're 1819, slightly older than Churchill. So I was really disappointed about that there. But hey, 185 years is good. Now, next band. Listen, you lot, if you don't stop about me and the talking, I'm not saying a word for the rest of the show. That's the end of it. Oh yes, and don't forget the host bands as well, Valerie. That makes 42 bands tomorrow night. Valerie runs an Ariston batteries that go on and on and on. What the hell is Ariston batteries? What? Ariston?
Used to be a battery, Ariston, and on and on and on and on.
Never heard of them. Never heard of them. You're showing your age there, Valerie. Tell us about your next band.
Well, it's the Royal Marines, an absolutely brilliant band. Same Beating the Retreat, 2018. The chorus, outstanding. What a size of band. Brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic drum solo going into an equally fantastic march called Birdcage Walk. One of my favourites. Sounds fantastic in accordions too.
Grammarly is your personal writing assistant for clear emails, confident messages, stronger essays.
Absolutely superb, Marge. And you know something? You see when that ad came in, it's just a great big, the music stops, there's a great big cymbal clash. And I was, and the next thing, Grammarly. And I was like, what?
Do apologise, but whatever YouTube that was on there monetized, and you actually can choose when you put ads in, and they've obviously put that ad in there on purpose.
Absolutely, a great big clash too. Oh, I was ready for it. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and the wee donkey. Very good, Craig. Very good. Stephen says, "Good night, my son's listening tomorrow." Brilliant end to the show. We're not at the end of the show, Stephen. I know we're running late tonight. We're running late. 222 there. RR. Oh yes, your grammar. I'm a grammar stickler, I have to say, Carl. We have, how many bands have we left? Oh, we've quite a lot. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bands left. Adrian, you're talking too much. You're delaying this whole show. Something off.
Oh no.
You see, Adrian, she normally blames me for talking too much, but we all know who. We all know that how Valerie actually runs her accordions, and it's not on the bellows that she pushes.
The next band is Super Band. I heard that they're getting back. They are getting back together again. They are back together again.
They're never off the road, lady.
They're never. Oh God!
Another one to chalk up to the off the road bands.
Oh no! Put that down.
Just to play the clip.
I was thinking of Mountbatten. That's
no, you. I know.
I was at Mountbatten. I was thinking, oh God, I'm going to get killed whenever some of these people will be on the road. Right, tell us about it, Adrian.
Right, when you talk about melody bands and Glasgow, everybody automatically first thing you say Black Skull, and rightly so. But this band, I put bands on the night to sort of have a wee bit of affinity with, and at one stage, every flute band in Antrim walked in Springburn, Staple, Murray, Ballycraigie. It was just in Springburn, and the Saracen used to come over to Antrim, so I got to know a lot of the boys, and like wee Billy Wood and that, who's watching on YouTube. So one thing about Saracen, their uniforms over the years has been absolutely
beautiful uniforms.
Amazing. So this is why I went back to 2013 when they had the American Marine uniform with the white trousers. They also had the blue trousers, I think, as well. The one they have at the minute, I think, if I'm correct saying, it's Air Force, Royal Air Force uniform.
That'll be nice.
But this uniform, that's why more I went just to see this uniform. They're playing in Belfast 12th, 2013.
Apologies to anyone in Saracen who may have been offended by my faux pas.
Yeah, Springburn, Valerie.
Thinking of Mountbatten. Oh,
you're part of another bank club, you're not even been in
it. Brilliant clip. By the way, Valerie, just to make you feel even worse, Mountbatten are still going on the lookout for new members. Right, okay. Look, which one of those bands was it folded and they're
Pride of Nile.
no.
Mountbatten did fold, I think, but they are starting to get back. There is some videos on.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm almost sure. No, definitely Mountbatten.
That was the band Davy Thompson was in.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking of them. It's not that I was putting them off the road. It's I was reforming them. I do apologize. I am so sorry. Now I love your next clip. Brilliant clip. Brilliant choice.
Well, it's another one. I was born in that up around Kells Waterway, so just up the line a bit, about 3 miles. And that's Kells Water Orange Halls. That's where we used to pull them big drums for the competitions. So when I went to school, just right beside them, near enough around the corner. So that's why I chose Kells Water. And apart from the fact this is a brilliant Abide With Me, which does it for me, and the virtual for the Remembrance Day, Zoom.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
great.
Brilliant.
How did you end up losing the accent then, Adrian?
Losing it?
Aye.
What do you mean?
Definitely got a Scottish twang there.
Well, I was a wee bit in it. I know.
This is a brilliant clip. Absolutely beautiful. And it's really, really hard to get that emotion and togetherness, particularly when it's all been done virtually and apart. So excellent, absolutely brilliant there from Kelswater and Craig Lutton there, who, of course, on many occasions has played the last post at the 1st of July service at the Ulster Tower. Absolutely superb, lovely. Bring a tear to a glass eye, says Diane. Yep, absolutely would. Brilliant. Very, very, very good. Great picks, Adrian, tonight. Absolutely great picks. Glenn Miller's being very controversial. He says it's the Galanthea of hymns, though. Well, you see, it's like Galanthea in that you can't have too much of a good thing, Glenn. Definitely not. Now, Adrian, you are going to surprise a few boys with your next pick.
Well, not really, because
They were gurning earlier on.
Eh?
They were gurning earlier on. Said you wouldn't play this band.
I think this band is absolutely brilliant.
They
And
were superb.
we have a lot of mates in it as well, like Mark Smith and that. We come over to the Rangers game, we'll have a drink before the game. I think they're outstanding.
I was talking to Councillor Quigley earlier on this evening. He was down in Coleraine here. We were out for a pleasant stroll.
See, the thing about this band, Valerie,
Sorry?
I think the thing about this band, you appreciate listening to Ballykeal more inside, because you can hear the whole repertoire. Because if you hear them just going by, they're all right. But see, if you sit and listen to them doing a 30-minute set, you really hear how good they really are.
Their arrangements are superb.
Arrangements are brilliant, but you don't really appreciate if you see them, unless you follow them down the street.
That's true. A few minutes glance gone by a period, I don't think lets you see how good any bands are.
Yeah, but especially that band, because what they do is brilliant.
When Brissy was there doing the arrangements, they were immense. Absolutely immense. But this is them at their own parade in 2019. Still a cracking clip, though. Love those two wee arrangements there, the Leaving Liverpool, and at the start I thought it was That's Give Me Oil in My Lamp, and then it was Maggie. Really, really nice arrangements of the two tunes. Something nice and different. They always put a wee twist.
Yeah, brilliant.
into
They are
things,
brilliant,
I think, you know.
And if anybody missed it, Barbara Miller is that keen on Ballykeal. She actually wanted to join them, not watching where she's going, nearly end up in the band, knocking them all over.
Too busy gabbing, Barbara.
Exactly.
You were too busy gabbing. No, excuse me. We're coming to our last accordion band of the night. I know there's so many of you disappointed. We should have more accordion bands on here this evening. But
No.
I knew you'd love that, Roy. Tell us about the next one.
It's the Vow Accordion Band, another band from back in the day who were outstanding. And this is them at their own parade in 1992.
Mm-hmm. If you keep a wee eye on this one, in the back row is the late Adam Wilkinson, who passed away there. Well, obviously during the COVID period. Most people associated with the band scene or the accordion band scene knew of Adam way back then. He taught a lot of bands. This is The Vow. Dear, 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 dear. Glenn Miller wants to know all the clips of Diddy and Others in the past. Is DeLorean a make of accordion? No. It's not. And when you know it. Now, only the 2 clips left. Folks, I don't know about the rest of you, but I have been thoroughly impressed by your clips, Adrian, and your choices. Some brilliant clips and some new to me tonight, Ballycraigie playing melody. So well done. I have thoroughly enjoyed all of your clips and thoroughly enjoyed listening to them. I was putting all the details in and thoroughly enjoyed hearing them all again tonight. Hopefully, folks, you've enjoyed it too. Definitely, I've seen some comments on.
I'm not going to complain, but this is down as melody, this next band.
No.
It is.
Yes, that was my fault. My fault.
All right.
I took blame, but it's not melody. It's Blood and Thunder. What we did was we removed one of the melody bands to put in Ilian Allen and Nigel Black. So it's actually Blood and Thunder. Tell us about your next band.
Well, it's the first band I was ever in when I was about 14. Steeple Defenders, or Steeple Young Defenders then. And this is them playing when they had their new uniforms in 2013. Down Antrim Street. I don't know what they're playing, but this is them.
That's a great clip. Great clip. Excellent. couple of you were right there. Alistair says band played Waltz Matilda. Colin Johnson says band played Waltz Matilda. It was indeed. I was going through the words of it, going, I know what that is. So lots of people saying about how brilliant your choices have been. And I've really loved them because there's been some really different clips throughout them. And it's nice to see those different clips. And to be honest, it's bands that we don't get to see often enough. Now, what I do want to say is throughout the show, over the year that we've been doing it, we've been trying to include every single band at least once. Okay, some of them have been more than once, but we've tried to do every band at least once. If you know of a band that we've missed or think we've missed, and I'm being genuinely serious here now, but if there's a band that you think that we haven't had on, please do let me know and I'll check it, because I want to be able to say at the end of this that we've played every band at least once. I would love to be able to say that. So do let us know if you think your band hasn't been on. I know that some of you think they haven't been on enough, but that's a different thing between
like East Belfast, Ballyhalbert and Miller haven't been played enough.
Yeah, they'll never think they've been played enough unless we played them just one after the other every week. Like, all the show, 2 hours, 3 after 3. Now, your final clip, Adrian.
Well, this is another one. I will never been on this show before. This is actually, I'm in this clip, and this is the last time I actually played a flute. This is the mighty Govan Protestant Boys.
No.
And this is, we formed the Old Boys Band, a one-off on the 40th anniversary. We had 6 practices. 3 of the practices was done by raking about and arguing. So we only had 3 proper practices, and I must admit that was the most nervous I've ever been, because we didn't know what way it was going to turn out playing. You see, when we got on the road and we played a hymn, it was like unbelievable how everybody just clicked. And there's boys in that hadn't played a flute for 20 odd years, and we had a good sized band. We played brilliant, and then at the very end, the 2 bands joined together. And this is us playing Some of the Boys.
It comes back to you. It's like riding a bike. Adrian, thank you so much. There's a few bands being listed there, but I know that they have been on. Star of the Row have definitely been on. Diane, now your chance in your arm. RGM Crawfordsburn have been on. Andrew Murphy Memorial Look has been on. Prince of Wales accordion, I would need to check, but do let us they have been on, because we have a list of every single band we've played since day dot. So if you think there's one, and I'm being serious there, like, as I say, just because you think they haven't been on enough is different from never been on. Now, Adrian, thank you so much for brilliant clips tonight. I've really enjoyed it.
My pleasure. Enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
And the rest of the guys. And I know you were nervous about coming on, but it hasn't been that bad. Sure, it hasn't.
No, it was actually all right. I was actually fine.
And I was lucky. I managed to get a word in edgewise, just the odd wee time between you and Roy.
Once I watch it back, I might cringe right enough, but it's done now.
No, you won't at all. Absolutely. And to be honest, all of the guys guys and girls who've been on and come on the show, they've all been fantastic. You couldn't fault any one of them. We are back tomorrow night at 8:00. Remember, it's our Northern Ireland 100th birthday party, where we are celebrating all the bands I could find over 100 years old. As I said to Roy, I have no doubt that I'll have missed one and there will be complaints galore, but I did my best. I have asked and we've talked about it many a time on the shows. I've tried to do my best to get them all. We've got 39. So we're going to be overrunning tomorrow night, but Roy's going to shut up and not talk just as much as he normally does, and we'll hopefully fit it into about 3 hours. But I think we're running about 3 hours tonight, aren't we? We are. We're doing well tonight.
We'll hit 3 hours by the time we finish.
In the meantime, we will see you tomorrow night. Wherever you're at tomorrow, stay safe. I would love to go live from wherever I am looking at bands, but at the same time, also don't want to put anybody in jeopardy. So I don't know. I'll gauge it when I get there. And keep yourself safe. But in the meantime, until tomorrow night, keep the flutes to the myth, boys, for we're coming to the tune.
when England's glorious sun in 1688 was overcast with treason's cloud and popery stood elate, that up arose her Protestants, the peasant and the peer, and vowed the chain of perjure James that they would not dainty wear. They sought them out a prudent chief to guide their ardent zeal, to lead them on that victory might bless their flashing steel. And who so fit to guide that host in all its bright array as William, Prince of Orange, ere he landed at Torbay? Then up arose the mighty chief and left his native shore, and rode upon the stormy waves our freedom to restore. Upon his flag was blazoned forth, high fluttering o'er the main, that our religion and our laws he ever would maintain. 'Twas then in gallant style he stood upon the vessel's prow, with victory on his flashing sword and wisdom on his brow. And tens of thousands greeted him upon his natal day, when he, our glorious Orange chief, first landed at Torbay. Come, brethren of the Orange bond, a bond ne'er to be riven. Whene'er we give great William's name, a bumper must be given. For if you'd fire a feu de joie to him who victory won, come prime and load and see you get charge into your gun. The eloquence of bumpers full there's nothing can surpass. There's naught expresses kindred soul like friendship's social glass. And thus we give our song and toast with 3 times 3 huzzah, the memory of King William and his landing at Torbay. The memory of King William and his landing at